Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the Tarot Collective for today. Today is Saturday, May 10th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade. Wait, the book? No book. The talk, the tube, the lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, the Pinterest, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. I mean, my book is still out there technically, but I'm trying not to post anything on there. I'm trying. And I was trying not to post anything on Instagram, and then all of a sudden I got like 5 followers from nowhere. I don't know where those came from. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Intuitive City Oracle, Rob Barthelman, intuitiveintention.com, or you can find his decks in the TikTok shop. We got one on the table. It came out sideways, so I don't know what that means yet, but okay, we got 2 on the table. One major. Okay, that was interesting. 3 on the table, 2 major, 1 major in reverse. Uh-oh. Somebody that I follow on YouTube just posted a comment to their comments, I think. And I'm trying to think, did I post a comment on her stuff? I don't think so. Nothing mean anyway. We got 5 on the table, 2 major, 1 major in reverse. Okay, I swear to God, lately the collective and the collective tarot have been matching. What is that? Usually they're totally different readings. 2 more shuffles. Six on the table. 2 major, 1 major in reverse. Okay, 6 on the table, 3 major, 1 major in reverse. Let's do 1 more shuffle. So you're telling me that's the toxic trait that needed to be fixed in the last reading? Because he did not, see, look at that. He did not give anything specific. And I didn't hear or see or feel anything. But look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Explain to me how people don't believe in a higher power, don't believe in universe, don't believe in God, don't believe in energy, something. Because there's no way on earth that you could do the reading that I just did, that I'm posting to YouTube, and look at this reading and not think that they're so closely related to each other, if not exactly the same reading, but with different cards 10 minutes apart. And yeah, you can say it's open to interpretation, but seriously. Okay, so we've got only 7 cards with bottom of the deck, but it's all we need. Here we go. We got King of Cups, Balanced Heart. I'm reading the description on the card, y'all. We got Temperance, Inner Peace. We got the Moon in reverse, Suppression. It's kind of funny because when she first fell out, I didn't pick up on anything, but now that I picked her up and I held her up and said what she was, I thought I heard her giggling. I'm not kidding. Queen of Cups, emotional wisdom. Like she thinks it's funny she's in reverse. Good old Moon. We got 3 of Pentacles, collaboration. The Wheel of Fortune, cycles of change. And Knight of Pentacles, commitment. Bottom of the deck. Literally 2 cards. One about collaboration, one about commitment. I'm just going to say it. I did the collective. I posted it to YouTube. It's posting right now. I think it's like 25, 30 minutes long, something like that. And it is about someone needing to fix like a toxic trait in order for their soulmate, their forever person to come in for them. Why does this give the same feeling? With the King of Cups and the Temperance, like somebody gives off a very balanced appearance, very peaceful, okay, very put together. But with the Moon in reverse and the Queen of Cups, whoever this person is, they're suppressing something. And whatever they're suppressing, which I'm guessing is emotional, with this Queen of Cups, emotional wisdom, they're repressing something emotional because they don't want to have to deal with it. They don't, or they can't, they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to heal it. Like it's something in their background that they need to work on, right? And you don't even need to label that toxic, like I wouldn't label that toxic. It's just something you need to heal from, emotional. But if you're having issues with your emotional side and you need to heal something there to move forward, it would make sense that you would need to heal that before you get into some type of commitment, some type of collaboration. And I'm just going to say it, a relationship with a significant other, a soulmate, a twin flame, your forever person, whatever you want to refer to them as. It's not that you can't have boundaries when you get into a relationship. You should always have boundaries. But you should be as, and you guys know I don't like this word, but you should be as healed as possible. You're going to be healing your whole life. You're going to be healing from things that continuously happen to you until you pass. But when you get into union with somebody, especially emotional, because you're getting into union with another human being that has their own emotional stuff. So when the two of you to come together, for the most part, you should be pretty emotionally adept. Adept, is that the word? Because that is not something that the two of you should have to be guessing about each other. Seriously. Because emotions, like, I don't want to say that's all your relationship is based on, but seriously. For some, the Queen of Cups, emotional wisdom, the fact that this is suppressed, the Moon is in reverse, it could be somebody that gives off very, like, immature, like an immature personality, an immature attitude, immature emotionally. This person, whoever they are, would have to work on that before this collaboration, this commitment would come in. When they work on this, as they start working on it and they start going through the motions, it's gonna, they're healing themselves. It's going to end the cycle and start the new cycle. And that is when this is going to come in. Now, you could, because in the other reading, I said that could be you and yourself, not necessarily another person coming in for commitment. It could be you with yourself, because as we always say, we have a shadow side and we have a light side. So collaboration and commitment could just be your two sides coming together to heal this. However, this reading is a little bit different, okay, than the collective that's posting to YouTube. I will also add in this option because it just makes sense. A collaboration or a commitment to a situation, like a job, right? Or a hobby, or volunteering, or and so on and so on and so on. Like, you could have been, and these are just a few examples here that I'm going to give you in regards to a situation and not a relationship, and not you with yourself. If this is a situation, it could be something like you had a job, it wasn't the best, you weren't treated the best there, it kind of left you with a few scars, you haven't really looked at them, you haven't really healed them yet. You kind of need to work on that as you're transitioning into a new position, because you don't want to go into a new position at a new company, at a new job, and think that everybody is going to be exactly like the people from the last job and they're all going to treat you the same, because that's not necessarily going to happen. But if you go into a new job and you treat people the way you treated the people that treated you like crap at the old job, then they're going to think you're the turd, right? Yeah, I said turd. So you want to heal as much as you possibly can from that last job before you go into the new job, because you don't want to walk in there with all these wounds. It's like the same thing as a relationship, right? Like, you don't want to go into a relationship emotionally distant, thinking like, oh, this is going to be great, I'm getting into this relationship, but you can't like be there emotionally. Like, you need to be there emotionally. They're going to be there emotionally, hopefully. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of the same thing, just a different context. If this is a volunteering situation, right? Let's say you used to volunteer at a retirement community and some old person, like tried to beat the hell out of you because, they have dementia, they have Alzheimer's, they don't know what's going on, and it scarred you, right? And you stop volunteering for a little bit, and then you decide, oh, I'm going to go back. But you're afraid to volunteer at another retirement community because you're afraid everybody's going to beat you up. And that's just not necessarily going to be the case, right? But because you haven't worked through that emotion, you're still afraid to carry on, to move. You know what I'm saying? So this doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. Take how it resonates for you. Again, it's just, and I can't get over the fact that this is in both reads. It's like almost exactly the same thing. It's really just about you working on yourself, for your own mental health, okay? Your own emotional health, your own physical health, sexual health, whatever the case may be. You working on you for you. Whether this commitment, this collaboration comes in or not. And especially working on it for you because you don't want to go to your dream job and bleed your last job all over it. You don't want to get into that commitment with that soulmate that you've been waiting for your whole life and like bleed all your emotional BS from other relationships all over them. And granted, there's going to be give and take, right? Like, not everybody is completely healed. We're all healing all day long, every day, from birth to death, right? So, you're not going to be perfect getting into that relationship. I just realized my ear was buzzing for like a few seconds there and now it stopped. So something I said must have resonated either with myself or with someone else. But you should be as healed as possible when you go to a new job, go volunteer somewhere new, get into a new relationship. As healed as you possibly can be. You don't want to go into a relationship with past trauma and like dump it all over everybody else. That would be like, and I'm just going to throw it out there. And again, I haven't said this in a very long time. I don't care about your triggers. If this triggers you, then that's just something you need to heal. We all have triggers. I have triggers. I've been raped multiple times, sexually assaulted multiple times. When I tell you guys, I do not get into relationships and just automatically assume that a man or a woman is going to rape or assault me. I've never been like that. And maybe it's just, because I've always had that mindset that rape, sexual assault, that's not about me. That's about the other person. Like, there's something going on with that other person. You want to call them demonic, crazy, mentally ill, whatever you want to call them. That's on them. That has nothing to do with me. When they raped and or assaulted me, I was just a body to them. I was just a vessel. Like, I could have been anybody in the world. And I've always looked at it like that. When I get into relationships and I'm intimate with somebody, because intimacy, even like sex with somebody you want to have sex with, is totally different than rape and assault. And I know it's hard when those things first happen. Women and men have, mental issues dealing with it as they go along. And that's normal. I would suggest therapy. I would suggest seeing a doctor. I would suggest manifesting. I would suggest diary, journaling. I would suggest talking to God about it. I know it's not easy, but at the end of the day, for me, myself, and I've always known the difference. I've always known, like, I'm getting into a relationship and I'm going to have sex with somebody. I'm excited. I want it. I'm grooving. Let's go. I've never had flashbacks to rape or sexual assault when I'm with somebody else in the bedroom and I'm having fun. To me, those have always been two separate things. And I don't call it luck because I don't believe in luck. God has given me the gift where I can tell the difference. I don't know how else to put it. And I don't want that to sound like, oh, I'm so superior than you. That's not it. I just have always been able to recognize the difference. Always. Like even as a little kid. I mean, even as a little kid, it was a little more confusing because you're a kid and there's some things you don't know what's going on. But even as a kid, I recognized, okay, why do some men and boys look at me as a sexual object and others don't? So even as a little kid, like, I knew there was differences. What was the point of me talking about that again? Oh, because when I get into a relationship, like, that past stuff isn't bleeding. into my relationship because I don't look at that past stuff like that. Did it happen to me? Will I tell them about it? Yeah, eventually at some point. Sure. We can talk about it. I don't know that I'll give you names because you might want to go murder someone, but like we can talk about it, you know. Am I allowed to say murder? Oh. Another trigger, I suppose. Um it's not something I would hide from somebody that I was dating or seeing or anything like that. I don't know. Like, to me, that's something, and don't get me wrong, it's still healing. It's always going to be healing because I'm always going to think back to those past events, right? Always. We all think back to all kinds of past events in our life. But I know that one aspect of my emotional, mental, sexual, physical trauma is not going to bleed into a new relationship. At least I know that, right? What else is there for me to work on so I don't, I think my main focus, if you want me to be honest, you want me to be honest, my main focus is almost everybody I've ever been with has treated me like shit, treated me like I didn't matter, cheated on me. Those are things that I worry about getting into a new relationship, automatically assuming, oh, you changed your mind, you're not coming over for dinner, you must be fucking somebody else. Like that's something that I would need to work on. I don't think that you can necessarily work on that until you're kind of in the relationship, if that makes sense. And I guess the other side of that coin is that, again, in the past, I always had that intuitive nudge, like, I think so-and-so is cheating on me. And I would always tell myself, no, Kim, like, you don't know for sure, so don't. But when you get your intuitive nudge, you should listen to it. You should always listen to it. So it's hard to say. But again, when you're getting into a relationship, you should be as healing, right? As healinged, as I said, as possible. And the rest you're just going to have to work out together, I guess. Okay, I don't know why I just saw this and I just heard something, but I just saw like a 2-car garage, like you would have at a house, like a standard 2-car garage separate from the house. Kind of like a beige color, the door, the siding, kind of like a gray or black um roof, shingled roof. And why did I hear there's a dent in the door? I don't know if he meant the actual garage door or like a side door to get in the garage. I just heard yes. Maybe somebody tried to break into someone's garage? You could back your car into a garage thinking that you'll bust open the door a little bit and be able to slip through. Or if you try and kick in or beat the shit out of the side door, to get it open. Wouldn't you just jimmy it? Something about a garage, something about a dent, possibly in both doors. I don't know. I don't have a beige garage. Mine is like a yellow. It's a single. It's just one car garage. Yeah. That ain't my garage. And I just saw like a tent. Somebody might be going camping. Or you just went camping. My little robot guy keeps making noise up there. I think I'm going to let it go at that. Yep. Letting it go. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you enjoyed the fact that both readings were almost the same damn thing. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I'll talk to you later.